This might look like a puny 7-inch netbook, but what we've got here is the new 2025 GPD WIN Mini, and it's packing some serious horsepower. In fact, it outperforms the Steam Deck, the Legion Go, and even the ROG Ally X because they managed to pack the new Ryzen AI 9 HX 370 in this small form factor handheld gaming PC. What's going on, everybody? It's ETA Prime back here again. Today we're going to be taking a look at the all-new 2025 GPD WIN Mini, and this is one that I'm super excited about. When it comes to the WIN Mini, these are some of my favorite laptop/handhelds, and even with the 2024 model and the 2023, these have been my go-to when I go on trips, mainly because we've got a laptop form factor. We can get a lot of work done on this, given the performance that these things put out, and then when it's time to game, we've also got the built-in controls here. It's also a very small form factor unit, only coming in at 555 grams. Believe it or not, this will slide in your pocket. And given that they added the new Ryzen AI 9 HX 370 here and up to 64 gigabytes of RAM, this thing is putting down more power than ever. Taking a look at the unit, as you can see, we've got that built-in QWERTY keyboard. It is backlit. It's using dome switches for each of these buttons. And when it comes to the built-in controls, we've got the recessed Hall-based analog sticks that actually perform really well. And as for the face buttons and the D-pad, these are basically the same thing that you'd find in the PS Vita. The screen is a 7-inch 120Hz IPS display at 1080p, and it does support FreeSync. It's basically the same thing that we saw in the ROG Ally and the Ally X. A variable refresh rate display is something that we always want to see in these handhelds, and I'm sure in the future we'll see more manufacturers use them, but you know, it's kind of few and far in between at the time I'm making this video, so I'm really glad they kept with this FreeSync display. The older WIN Mini did have an Oculink port, but they did away with that and they've added a full-size USB 3.2 port. But with this, we get USB 4, USB-C 3.2, a 3.5mm audio jack, and a micro SD card slot around back here. It's actually a V30 slot, so you can get some pretty decent speeds out of this thing. Personally, I'm a huge fan of the ergonomics here. When it comes to a laptop/handheld, I can reach all of the buttons really easily. Round back here, linear triggers and shoulder buttons. Does seem like we might have a little more throw than the original, and the whole unit is 2mm wider than the 2024 model. Over on the left-hand side, there is a game mode and a mouse mode switch. So if you did want to navigate the whole operating system with the analog sticks as your mouse, you could do it. Plus, we've got that built-in touchscreen and trackpad right here. So yeah, we've got a ton of different options using this as a mini laptop. Plus, obviously, we've got that built-in QWERTY keyboard. Using dome switches, backlit, it's just a single zone white LED. You can reach all of these buttons here. It is a bit of a stretch, especially with this newer model being a little wider than the older one, but it can definitely be done. And usually when I'm messing around with the keyboard, I've got